Alright, so we're gonna go back. We're now going back to a short hike with LaurieDBunnykins. Take it away.
Hello, everybody. I'm back. Welcome back to Fastest First Fight for Abortion Rights. I talked a lot last run, and I'm going to talk a lot this run. So this is a good reminder to everybody in chat to stay hydrated, especially if you're going to talk a lot. Speaking of talking a lot, hi, Wolf Shadow. How are you doing?
I'm doing. How are you, Laurie?
Good. Sorry in advance I'm going to be talking this whole time.
You're fine. You're good.
So this is a short hike. It is a very small scale, kind of open world type thing, and it is very fun. So I'm gonna just kind of dive in. But before we dive in, we have to explain something. I'm a cheater. So if I type in cheats PLZ, it opens. You might have seen a little piece of bread in one of the corners. That means the cheat menu is activated. This run uses speedrun PLZ, which does two things. It gives me a speedrun timer, you can see on the bottom right from my last practice run. And it also allows me to insta-skip text. So instead of having to mash through this guy like this, I can do this, which just goes through them super fast. So that's the big thing. There's also one other cheat I'm going to use called New Game Please, that when I type in, it starts a new file from the beginning, and when I do that, the run is going to start, which is going to be in 3, 2, 1, go. So, I'm running all golden feathers. There are 20 golden feathers in this game, and basically, a golden feather is you find it, it's a collectible, and a fair amount of them are also rewards for side quests, or you have to buy them. So, there's a lot of ways to get golden feathers, but I need to get all 20 of them. The big thing to collect are coins and shells, and coins are very important, especially when found in chests, because they allow me to do what's called the chest boost. I messed up the follow-up strat to this chest boost, which would be to bounce off of that umbrella to get a bunch of height with a speed from the dive, but essentially a chest boost, when a chest has coins in it, the coins, when they pop out, have this extra hitbox on them that pops me upward. And I can use that to gain speed by diving onto that umbrella, and that umbrella combines my height, or my speed, with more height, and allows me to get up to this cliff, all the way over here. There's gonna be more chest boosts, so missing that one isn't the end of the world. It is kind of slow, as you can see. I'm just gonna go for this. But essentially the goal is to get this umbrella, or get this shovel. You can dig holes with an umbrella, surely. But I'm going to take this small shovel and trade it in for this big shovel, and this frog is going to start building his sandcastle community. The shovel is incredibly good in this game. Not only do you get golden feathers from it, but there are countless amount of, money that you can dig up. Here's a chest boost into a dive, kind of what you're going to be seeing a lot of early game. What golden feathers do in this game is they actually give you an extra jump in the air. So, over time, you're going to be seeing less chest boosts while I, get more and more golden feathers and get more and more, mid-air mobility. But until then, chest boosts are absolutely vital for gaining big amounts of heights early on in the game. I'm going to take the amount of money I've gotten from these chests and buy 2 golden feathers from the, park ranger here. So now we have our first of the golden feathers, and you can already see I'm jumping all over the place. 3 jumps is a lot of jumps to give a speedrunner. This is also where a lot of side quests come into fruition. I'm collecting seashells. Again, I need to collect 15 of those throughout the game. I'm also going to talk to this artist for the first time. I have to find limit points all around the island. So that's very important to keep in mind. And then there's also money, as I've mentioned a lot, with chest boosts and just general needing to buy stuff. However, I haven't mentioned how much things I need to buy. I need to spend 580 coins throughout the run. I've already spent 80, so I still need to spend 500 coins throughout the run. Most practice runs I do, or runs in general that I do, I end up having 1 coin extra on the route that I do. So all of these gold coins lying on the ground that are worth 7 coins, I need to get all of them. So it's very important to remember where all of those coins are, and also not to fall when you're trying to fly somewhere. because falling, well, it is okay to mess things up in life. It is slow in a speedrun. We're going to take a bit of a detour after getting the golden feather from the lighthouse, though. And there's going to be a kind of a big mechanic here. So on top of golden feathers being extra jumps in the air, they also count as stamina when climbing. However, there's a neat little quirk with that, where if you use up most of a feather with climbing stamina and then jump off the wall, instead of using a full feather's worth of jump, it'll only use the rest of the feather. So you can use that to get a bit more height than intended, and we can get this silver feather. Now, this category, you may notice, is called all gold feathers, so I don't theoretically need the silver feather. However, the silver feather not only makes your jump height more, but it also makes your gliding speed faster, which both of those are incredibly good. So, despite how much time it took to go grab that, that is a time saver in the run. Now we're going to go to this person who is selling 4 feathers for 100 each. We're going to buy the first one. We need to save some money for the last 100 we need to spend, but we're going to buy one now just to make some later game movement a little bit easier before we go revisit that person. And now we're going to play a neat little game of beach stick ball, which is like volleyball, but you hit the ball with a stick, because nothing is better than hitting things with a stick. I need to get 10 points here, however, this is technically a team game, according to the dude that made it up on the other side of the court. So we only need to hit the ball 5 times each. So after this one, I'm going to be jumping away. Sorry, buddy. And getting that golden feather. And here is probably one of the harder movement-based things in the entire game. I need to glide and climb along this wall very particularly to make it to a high-up ledge. And I messed up. Alright. We're going to try that again. Get our feathers back. This should be... Yeah, this is more than fine. There we go.
Good job, good job.
And now we're going to go down here to the boat, and we're going to buy the boat key. So, this is the funniest part of the run, in my opinion. We are going to get access to the boat, which we can ride around in the water. Now, being an island that is very much based on... I fell in the water? Okay. Based on, you know... What? Okay, thank you. Based on climbing the mountain, being in the water doesn't seem the most useful. But I need to get a feather from this boat, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go fast enough that this dude is like, wow, you're really good at going fast. Do you want to do this race I set up? So we're going to get a race for this feather, or we're going to get a feather for this race. However, there's a pretty big thing in this race. So at some point near the end of this race, there's going to be a ramp that the boat jumps off of. This is an old boat. It's not meant to go off of ramps. So that's going to cause a side quest where we need to fix the boat without the kid's mom knowing, and then do the race again without the ramp to get the golden feather. However, if I dismount the boat controls while going off the ramp, the game never actually plays that cutscene that's like, hey, maybe you should go fix the boat. The boat's broken. And we can get the golden feather on our first run-through of the race instead of having to do it twice. Which is probably the biggest, like, skip in the run. Since this game is very, like, open-ended, you can do whatever you want in any order, it's really hard to do, like, a quote-unquote skip, just because, again, kind of everything is intended. But that is one of the few things that is kind of strictly, like, a sequence break. So that's pretty cool. And now that that's done, it's kind of time for our quest of the game's main objective. If you're an any percent runner, what's your goal in this game? The answer to that is to get to the top of the mountain. And we are going to do that in great help to the bucket, which I'm about to pick up. The bucket, you can pick it up and fill with water in ponds to and use that water to bloom these rubber flowers, which act as trampolines. If you glide into the trampoline, which is very easy to do if you just stand still next to it and jump, you blast off. That thing I just said is easy. I have failed twice. There we go.
If it makes you feel any better, Laurie, I definitely was having a lot of the same issues last night while I was practicing my run. But,
yeah, see, it happens.
Oh, yeah. Do you have a chance for me to pop in with a quick donation?
Give me like a few seconds. So, after this jump here, I'm going to be at the top of the mountain. You notice my feathers are frozen? That's because it's cold. I can only unfreeze them by going into a hot spring or a campfire. At the top of the mountain, in the game story, Claire is nervous about going on this vacation because her mom is currently in the hospital, and this top of the mountain is the only place with cell phone reception. So we're going to be waiting about half a minute for this phone call, and this is where you can get your donations in.
Alright, gotcha. We've only got one right now that I'm seeing, but our next runner, I'm going to apologize now, Corundrum Core, donated... $20 with the comment of abortion is healthcare. Thank you so much to everyone donating and to the Fastest Furs team for putting together this marathon on such short notice, which I definitely got to agree with.
For sure. So I'm out of this cutscene now, so I can say funny things again. So at this point, we've activated the game's end condition, so now I could go back to the cabin where we started and end the game at any time. However, this category is called All Golden Feathers. I said there were 20 of those. I don't have 20 of them. So let's go get the last 5. This also includes finishing getting the shells, which I haven't finished yet. There are a lot more than 15 of them, but I need 15 of them. And this is kind of, again, a big shell cleanup section. I have 14 now, and I know where the 15th is, so I'm doing fine on that front. There's also a really funny, like, cutscene-looking thing. You'll see it here. We're going to go up to the lookout point, and I'm going to open a chest, start a dialogue, and the golden feather is going to collect during that dialogue, which is kind of funny. And then the artists can actually teleport, so they're up there, and now they're, as soon as I talk to them and I dive down to the campsite, would you look at that, they're at the campsite. And they gave me a golden feather at the campsite, so that's the end of the artist side quest. So now the last thing I need to do before the end of the game is get my last golden feather, which involves getting my last seashell as well. I pick up number 15 right here, jump over to this kid who wants to make a shell necklace out of the seashells, and have me give them to Park Ranger May, who is our aunt. So we're going to talk to May, give her the shell necklace for the 20th golden feather, also talk about the call we got at the top of the mountain, and then time is going to be right now. Nice. Got a funny little number in those decimals, huh? So, that's short hike. It is pretty short, gotta say. Don't have too much to say about this one. I'm tired. I've talked a lot, but I do want to give a quick shout out to something that I'm doing, and Wolf Shadow's doing, and Lumi, one of our earlier runners, is doing, and I'm sure some of our later runners in the event. I want to give a big shout out to the Frame Fatales community, which is a great community of women speedrunners. And all those names I mentioned, and again, I'm sure more people that are in this event that I can't remember right now, are going to be partaking in that event as well. I'm running this game. Wolf Shadow, I believe you're running Ghostbusters, which you're also running for us tomorrow morning. Tonight.
Technically tonight. I don't go to bed till like 6 a.m. in the morning, so it's going to be...
There you go. Yeah, no, and again, Lumi, who ran Divinity Original Sin 2 earlier, I believe, is also running that. So, great community, great people. If you like it here, you're also going to love it there. And that is all I have to say. Thank you for having me for my 2 runs. I am going to go resign my best self back into my little corner and make sure things don't explode.